What's up, rock stars, and welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Small Block P-Rock, and this is P-Rock's Garage. Before we get into today's content, I want to take this opportunity to announce that we are officially doing our first giveaway on the channel. So P-Rock's Garage is partnering with DC Creations. So before I go into details about what the giveaway actually is, I'm going to go over the instructions on how to get entered into the giveaway. So the first thing that you're going to do is, on the YouTube channel, you're going to go through and like every video on the channel. After you've liked every video on the channel, you're going to go over to the Instagram page, which is P-Rock's Garage on Instagram. That's P.ROCKS_garage. Okay, you're going to follow the Instagram page. You're going to like the latest post, and then you're going to comment done. After you've done that, you've officially entered your chance to win the giveaway. So to address what the giveaway actually is, if you've noticed on the Instagram page as my profile picture and also my icon on YouTube, it's a custom creation by DC Creations, who took a personal photo of mine and made it into a cartoon image. So if you'd like the chance to have one of your own personal pictures transformed from how it is currently to a custom-made, created cartoon image of yourself or whatever the image may be, then this is the giveaway for you. So make sure you follow those instructions to get entered into the giveaway for your chance to win it. If you have any questions or concerns in regards to this first giveaway, please comment on this video and I will make sure I answer all questions accordingly. That's enough talking. It's time to get into today's content. What's up, everybody? So to go over a few things in a little bit more detail with the relay system and also the switch panel, I'm going to actually do a full diagram of how I have Veronica wired through the switch to the relay and the relay to power the component. Okay, so first I'll show you guys the actual relay. All right, so you see on the top, it has a diagram on the top of the different prongs on the relay. Okay, and then if you look here on the side, painless wire, it says painless, has a part number and some other information as far as the coil and amps and volts and all that good stuff. All right, so this is the relay. All right, so we'll set that there. So here's my relay. Okay, we got 30, 86, 87, and 85. Okay, here's the relay. All right, here is my switch panel. Okay, so you got switches here. These are my switches. Don't laugh at my switches, guys. I'm really trying my best. They're not even all the same shape, but this is the switch panel. Okay, and then it's your relay. All right, and this is let's call this the fuel pump, but we'll just call this the device. This is the device. Okay, so what works in this situation is this. I am taking with the painless wiring switch panel. They give you all the wiring that you need, okay? And it comes just like this right here. Okay, just like this image right here is the way the switch panel comes with all this bundling of wiring, okay? So in this wiring, there is a big red wire that powers the entire switch panel, okay? So this is the big red wire that powers the entire switch panel, okay? So I guess I'll draw a battery. All right, so here's my battery. All right. So the whole panel is powered by this, okay? And then you have a wire that comes off of the entire wire harness also, which is your ground, okay? So without anything being connected to anything else, the switch panel has power now. It is powered by the battery, okay? And it is grounded out, okay? What you're gonna wanna do from the battery to the switch panel is you want to install a circuit breaker with like a fusible link inside of the breaker or some sort of something like that. Like I said, you want to make sure there's an inline fuse, a circuit breaker, something that's in this wiring from the switch panel to the battery. Okay, so this is going to be our well, I'll do it like this. This is going to be a fuse. Okay, so there's our fuse. I hope y'all can see this pretty good. Okay. I feel like I'm saying okay a lot, like that like the South Park dude, the teacher. Okay. Okay. All right. So as we move from the switch panel to the relay, okay? Let's say this switch right here is the switch that we're gonna work on powering. Because like I said, once you do this one time, it's the same way every time, okay? So now 86 is your output wire, okay? 86 from the relay, okay? 86 from the relay is going to the switch panel. Okay, we'll do another fuse. Okay, and I kind of went crazy with the fuses. Not like crazy, but I just wanted to make sure that I had enough fuses on these wiring because I didn't want to overpower anything and burn out my system that I spent so much time trying to put together. So 86 goes to power on the switch. Okay, boom. All right. 30 on the relay. 30 on the relay is still your 12 volt power to the relay, right? What I did on this setup is I ran 30 to any wiring on the car that is going to be powered through the ignition. All right. So the switch panel is powered from the battery. All right. And the relay then gets power when it has 12 volts. All right. Super easy. The ground, literally, I grounded this part out on the frame rail of the car. Okay, so this is just ground, okay? And then 87 is going to the device, okay? 87 is going to the device. Again, throw a fuse in there. And I used 30 amp fuses on all this stuff. All right. I used 30 amp fuses on all this stuff. So all these fuses are the green 30 amp fuses. Okay. So 87 goes to power the device. And then, so you've got a positive on the device and you have a negative on the device. Negative, of course, goes to ground, okay? And that's literally it. I promise you, that's literally it. Super easy, right? And so I'll show you guys what this actually looks like in the car. Okay, everybody, so excuse the mess in the car. It is a little messy, but the interior that I've taken out of the car is all kind of stored over there on that side. But the main focus for what I'm about to do is show you guys from the switch panel to the relay to the battery and to the devices that it powers. So if you look right here, you see these red wires, right? There's a red wire that goes in the back of each switch. Then it clusters and joins into the main red wire. That main red wire is then fed through the car to the circuit breaker to the battery. Okay, and then this is the painless wiring switch panel, by the way. So you've got the off on or the off and start. You've got the ignition, fuel pump, water pump, and then you have two accessory switches. Okay, so I have the start and ignition wired in, I have the fuel pump wired in, and I have the fan also wired in. Okay, so I'm just going to break this kind of down a little bit and show you guys how this is done. Okay, so you got the red wire here for the off and start, right? The purple wire is the wire that goes to your solenoid on the starter. Okay, this one is the ignition wire. So this one goes through the ignition to the distributor, okay? And then the yellow, I believe, is the fuel pump switch. Yeah, so that's the fuel pump switch. Then the blue and gray are the fan switches, okay? So check this out also, though. You see the black wire that's underneath all of this? It might be easier. So the black wire that's underneath, that is the ground. So there's the ground connection that goes to each one of these switches, and then that ground goes into this wiring cluster, and then it's grounded out. And I'll show you guys where I have that grounded at. Okay, so, but for all intents and purposes, we'll focus on the fuel pump because I have the wiring for the fuel pump inside of the car. Okay, so the fuel pump is the yellow wire, okay? So, and I have this in here. I'll show you guys how I'm going to mount that later. But, okay, so we have the yellow wire right here. And so, as it is, the yellow wire right here is connected to this red wire, okay? And the thing that's cool about the relays from Painless Wiring is that, let me see if I can get this close enough for you guys to see. But the, see if I get this close enough for you guys to see it. But there's writing on the wiring, and it literally says, what does this one say? It literally says relay number 3, activation power. All right, so it literally says it. So the activation power, so based off of our relay diagram, this wire is number 86, okay? It's number 86 based off of the diagram. This wire is coming from the relay, okay? And it says it on here. It says number 3, or relay number 3, activation power. It says it right there on the wire. That's number 86. 86, remember, is the wire that's going from the relay to the switch panel. Okay, and I have a fuse in there, right there. Okay, so that's that. Okay, now number 87 that comes off of the relay, right, goes to the device. So if you look right here, this wire is off of the relay. I don't know if you guys can see it. I don't have that great of lighting in here, but it says relay number 3 output. Okay, so this is the white wire and it runs all the way across that way, but it's coming from the relay and it's going all the way in this little cluster. I have it wired right here. Okay, and it goes into this inline fuse. I told you I was using the 30 amp inline fuses, right? And it's going to the fuel pump. So it's powered to the fuel pump, okay, from the relay. All right, so we'll go on the other side of the car, on the other side of the firewall, okay? And I'll just go ahead and show you guys this right here. These two wires right here is for the solenoid and the ignition for the push start off the switch panel. That goes into that wire cluster back there. But more importantly, I'll show you guys where I have my relays mounted. So I have my relays mounted right here. So right now I have 1 and 3 powered, okay? Relay bank 3 powers the fuel pump. This first one powers the fan, okay? I don't have the second one wired in yet. It'll more than likely go to one of those accessory switches, but it'll be for the fan for my transmission cooler, more than likely, okay? So this wire right here is the wire, that red wire that comes off the back of the switch panel, okay? And Painless sends you this nice little circuit breaker that comes with a fuse, right? That mounts right on top of that, which is super awesome, makes it super easy to do. Now, number 30, just like off the switch panel, number 30 on the wiring for the relay clusters into this big wire right here. And I have that wire ran to a source that gets 12 volts with ignition, okay? So with a little bit of wiring that I have left for the second relay, I can probably show you better now with a little bit better lighting. These are how the wires come off of the relay, okay? So this would be 86 right here. This would be 86. And this would be your activation wire, okay, activation power. This is going to be your ground wire. It actually says ground on the wiring. And this one is your output wire. Okay, this is what's going to go to power the device. So this would be 86, this would be 85, and this is 87. Painless makes it super easy. So the ground for the switch panel, I just have ran into a ground right here on the battery cable for now while I'm testing everything. So I will show you guys how it works. Okay, so I have the battery cable on and we're going to power the fan, okay? So let's power the fan. And as you can see, the fan is on currently and it is running. Okay, so that's literally how it is. It's wired in. The switch has power. See the nice red light glowing, letting me know that my fan is on. And we'll turn the fan off. Okay. The fan is off. All right. And the same is for the fuel pump. I could turn the fuel pump on right now. I could prime it or turn it completely on. I don't have any fuel in the tank, so we're just not even going to mess with that at all. Okay. And then we have to start the ignition. Like I said, all this is wired in. The first 4 switches are wired in. The push start does work. The car will crank off the push start. But we're not about to do that right now. We'll save that for a later time. This video was specifically to show you guys the how to wire your relays in and how to power it through a switch panel. I know my drawing looks pretty crude, and probably isn't the most detailed as far as a diagram goes for relay, but as you can see, my setup works. The way I have it wired in works fine. I just need to finish running my wires together and looming everything up and making it look neat and put together. Again, thanks for watching. I hope this content definitely helped you guys have a better concept or understanding relays if you didn't have one, and how to operate the painless wiring switch panel so that it operates and functions the relay, and the relay powers the component or the device the way that you intend it to. But that's going to do it for today's video. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe to the content. Make sure you hit the notification bell so you guys are the first one to know when we drop new content here in P-Rock's Garage. I'm Small Ball P-Rock. This is P-Rock's Garage. I'm ready to rock if you guys are ready to roll, and we'll see you in the next one. P-Rock's Garage.